Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and joining me in the kitchen today is Chef Michael Adams of 1741 on the Terrace, located at the historic Hotel Bethlehem, along with Brad Hinderliter of Indian Ridge Provisions. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, thanks for being here today. Chef, what are we making?
So we're going to be making a really simple salmon appetizer with Royal Tide salmon.
Wonderful.
And Brad's going to talk a little bit about the salmon. It is incredible quality, and we're going to be doing a really quick cure, and then we're going to be doing an Asian mustard and some little crispy tempura pearls for garnish. So.
You always make such wonderful food when you're on the show, so let's get started.
Thank you. Great. So we're just going to start off with the salmon here.
A beautiful fillet of salmon. So what type of salmon is this?
So this is Royal Tide salmon. It comes from Bay of Fundy.
It's beautiful.
And it's an incredible product.
All right, you want to tell us a little bit more about this?
Sure. As Chef Michael mentioned, Nicole, Royal Tide Salmon Company from the Bay of Fundy, northeastern Canada. And interesting about that location, it has a very large natural tidal exchange. So it's a very clean, cold circulation of water. Fish are like people. You know, clean, cold water is better than muddy, dirty water.
Of course.
So that keeps the fish healthy, and it also helps to protect the native environment in which the fish are being raised.
Okay, great. So how are you going to prepare it? I saw you took the skin off.
Yep, so I took the skin off, and all we're going to do is we're going to just make really Paillard, so thin cutlets, and we're going to slice those super thin.
All right. I like how you're doing that on a bias.
Yep, and then we're going to put that into a quick marinade.
All right.
And this salmon has a really, really nice fat content.
I can see that,
so
all of that.
So it holds
in.
up, you know, when you're grilling it, when you're pan searing it. And in this case, we're going to do just a real quick 20-minute cure on it. And any way you prepare this fish is fantastic.
You can eat this totally raw as a sushi grade?
It is.
Nice.
Yes, this fish comes direct from Canada multiple times a week, Nicole.
Okay.
So the fish that Chef Michael uses is literally less than 2 days out of the water.
So never been frozen, it's totally
Correct.
fresh.
Very fresh product for the guests at Hotel Bethlehem.
Fantastic. So this is going to be an appetizer, you said?
Correct.
And this is on the menu at Hotel Bethlehem? At
Yes.
1741?
Yes, we're
on
going
the
to
terrace?
be. Well, it's actually coming up on our spring menu.
Very nice.
So we're going to get. We always, you know, increase our number of fish dishes on our spring menu, and so this will definitely be on. So all we're going to do with this is we're going to take some fresh grated ginger root.
All right. And I love how you change the menus up so frequently and utilize all of the different local resources.
Yeah, we have great local sustainable agriculture in the Lehigh Valley, and it's only growing.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Fantastic.
And you take full advantage of that.
So this is fresh lime juice, and we're going to add a little bit of rice wine vinegar.
Great ingredient.
And then we're going to have sherry vinegar. So each of those, you know, the vinegars and the lime juice, it just adds a really nice balanced dimension to it.
3 different types of acid in there. That's so interesting.
And then we're going to add a little bit of sesame oil,
Okay.
just a touch.
That can be a little overpowering if you go too heavy on it.
Absolutely. And then we're going to do a little pinch of salt. And some fresh cilantro.
Nice. And this is going to be the marinade for the salmon.
Correct.
Now, because there's so much acid in there and the salmon is so thin, how long do you let this marinate for?
20 minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes. And if I gave you a raw piece and then the, you know, the marinated piece, the texture ever so slightly changes.
Like
it's
a
actually
ceviche almost.
Yep,
Interesting.
exactly. So we're just gonna lightly spoon that on the salmon.
Now, do you serve this uncooked, or could you serve this uncooked?
You can.
All right.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we do tartare. We'll do a quick cure and a quick grill with it.
Nice.
We do it pan-seared. We do it grilled.
Beautiful.
So any preparation with this particular salmon, just the result on it is
Nice.
fantastic.
So it's really easily adaptable.
Yeah. All right, so we're just going to set that aside.
We'll return with more from the Chef's Kitchen. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen.
Now our next piece is we're going to make an Asian mustard. So
Okay.
anytime you get those little packets at the
Yeah, sure.
Asian market.
The spicy mustard, I
right?
love it.
The spicy mustard. So we're just gonna make a quick batch. It's very simple to make.
I wouldn't expect it to start with eggs.
Yeah, so 3 eggs.
Okay.
And then we're going to do red wine vinegar.
All right. And I see, is that mustard powder you have there?
Correct.
Quite a bit of it.
Yep. So red wine vinegar. And then we're just going to mix that up a little bit. And we're going to turn this up.
You're going to cook that over.
Correct. We're going to
The
cook
water.
it over the double boiler.
So you're going to add the mustard powder to that.
We're going to add the mustard powder.
Okay. And why are you
And
sifting
it's
it?
really important to sift this because you're going to end up with, you know, little chunks in there,
Yeah.
right?
So it helps it just incorporate
Yep,
better.
So we're just going to press that through the sieve.
Nice. And mustard powder is really strong, and that's quite a bit of it. So this
really is.
going to pack a punch.
And then the most important part, sugar, right? So you
so
need
that
that balance
balances
of
it.
vinegar, the heat from the mustard, and the sweetness.
All about the balance. Smells good, doesn't it?
Smells terrific.
You can really smell that mustard already. Now, besides this beautiful salmon, what other provisions does Indian Ridge provide?
Sure, Nicole. So it's pretty simple. Indian Ridge Provisions buys, cuts, and sells fresh meat and seafood.
Nice.
So we center our business around 3 core principles. We buy product locally, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. We buy product from around the country and around the world. We try and buy products like Royal Tide Salmon Company. They're unique,
Right.
that are of interest to chefs like Chef Michael.
Okay.
Number 2, we cut the product in-house to any customer specifications. So Chef Michael was talking about that bias cut salmon. If Chef Michael has a party that he's looking for and they're looking for a certain ounce spec of salmon
Okay.
or of a beef cut,
You take
we
care
do
of that.
virtually any specification in-house. And the third part, that third core principle is knowledge and service. You
Right.
know, if we're going to buy product from different parts of the country and the world that we say is good and we're going to be able to cut it quickly, we need to know about it. And
Absolutely.
we need to share that information. So not only our sales team, but our entire operations team, Nicole, you know, is well versed in our products and how they can hopefully benefit folks like Chef Michael and others.
That's wonderful and so, so, so important to chefs, as you know.
Absolutely.
So this is almost like you're starting a hollandaise.
Yeah, essentially.
Sort of, you know?
Yeah. So you can, you know, the closer when we do it at the hotel, we do it on direct heat. This
Okay.
is going to ensure that you don't have scrambled
Scrambled
eggs
eggs.
in there. So when you do it at home, always do it over a double boiler. And,
Just a little gentler.
Yep. And
Do you want one of us to take over the whisking
You know
so
what?
you can
That
go
would
to
be
something
that
else?
would be fantastic.
Why don't you hop in
We
there?
have
Sure.
the,
Show your
Happy to.
skills.
All right.
All right.
Any
So
special
like,
tricks
like
he
the
needs
movie
to know?
Goodfellas, keep stirring it.
Just keep stirring her, right?
Right.
I know that scene.
All right.
Yep.
Perfect.
Love that scene. All right. So the next part is we're going to make some, just a quick tempura batter.
Okay.
So we're not doing any protein or any vegetable or anything in this batter. Essentially, we're doing it to add a texture to the dish,
Okay.
right? So when you're doing cured salmon, you always want something really crunchy,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to do a crispy tempura, and I'm just calling them pearls. So we're going to do these little pearls of tempura that
Nice.
you'll see on the dish. And then we're going to do, right after that, we're going to do a nice little cucumber salad.
Beautiful. So you get
All
a
right.
little bit of everything. You get that crisp, fresh vegetable.
So this is the beauty of this.
Okay.
There are 4 ingredients.
All right.
Right, so we have rice flour. So the reason we use rice flour is the result is going to be extra crispy.
Nice.
Right, so if you used all-purpose flour, you're going to kind of get that soft center.
Yeah.
Right, and it's
Gets
not
a
as
little
crunchy.
soggy sometimes.
And the longer you leave this sit, the more crunchy it's going to get.
Really?
Right, so
Interesting.
we're going to leave it set for about 10 minutes, but there'll be a nice crunchy result. And then we're just going to take some. So don't use a dark beer for this.
Okay.
Just use a light beer.
Like a PBR.
Sure.
Maybe not that
You know
light.
what? Yes, PBR.
Okay.
Or you know, you can use
Bud Light.
you can use a craft pale ale. Would
Okay.
work, right? Step it up a little.
More along
or like
your
a
lines.
Lost Abbey lager.
Okay.
Something like that.
Perfect.
If you want to give it a nice flavor.
So
Better
some
beer,
flavor.
better result.
All right.
All right, so we're just going to take this and a little salt, little garlic powder.
Perfect.
Okay, so, oh yeah, we're gonna turn that heat down over there. We're gonna turn the heat off.
Off completely.
That looks ready.
Okay.
And
So that got
let's
nice and thick.
pull this off, and that's ready to go. So you see what happened here? They got really thick from
Like
the...
a mayonnaise or a custard.
Yeah, exactly. So
It's a mustard custard.
it's a mustard custard. How about,
How about
that?
that?
So Asian mustard. There you go. So we can take that and do a lot of different things with that. So we're just gonna take the tempura here,
Nice job.
Thank you, Nicole.
and we're just gonna leave that sit for about
So this looks really thin for a batter.
Yeah, we're gonna do. It's gonna thicken a little bit.
Okay, as it sits.
As it sits,
All right.
yep. And then we're gonna just take a little bit of that and drip it into the deep fryer.
We'll return with more from the chef's kitchen. We now return to the chef's kitchen.
All right. So then the last component is we're gonna do a very simple cucumber salad. So again, you want something really fresh, you know, as a accoutrement for the dish. And we're just gonna make a really fine julienne of the cucumber.
Now, is the type of cucumber important?
So I always use the European cucumber.
Right.
It just seems to be more consistent
Right.
and more crunchy, you know, than your regular select cucumbers.
Okay. I see how you've kind of cut all four sides off
Yep.
to create.
So just to square it up,
Okay.
and you get a more consistent cut.
Now, do you like to cook a lot yourself at home?
I do.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I'm sure
as
you
long
have
as
to
there's
test
protein
out.
involved.
Right, you got to
Nicole.
test out the products. You know, got to make sure they're good. Do that quality control.
I can't do the accompaniments quite like this, though.
He's a master of his craft, that's for sure.
So a few more slices.
I can really smell that sesame oil. It's so strong.
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
why you gotta be very careful how
Right.
much you add.
It's such a nice flavor, though.
Yep. So if you see the salmon now, so you see how it's turning slightly opaque in
Yes.
there, right? So that's from all the acid on it, and all those flavors are gonna absorb right into the salmon. So
Beautiful.
we're just gonna make sure that we get that evenly cured here.
So I understand you have some fun new things happening at the historic Hotel Bethlehem, like your new conference center.
Yeah, so we just opened this month. And
Congratulations.
It's fantastic. It's a 5,000 square foot operation.
Not too
and-
shabby.
And it's strictly for corporate events. So the room that we have has the large TVs, and we have all of the tech equipment in there, and we
Perfect.
built a small kitchen, and so most of the things that we do are breakfast and lunch there.
Nice.
And breaks, so that is the most exciting thing
Yeah, that's
going
awesome.
on.
I love that. The gift shop's been expanded a little bit, which it's
gift
always
shop.
been such an awesome hotel gift shop.
Yep, and then we actually opened up the ice cream shop across from the hotel.
I was getting to that because I
And
mean,
it's-
clearly that's my favorite part of Hotel
Honestly,
Bethlehem.
it's one of the nicest spaces on Main Street.
Yeah.
And just to eat ice cream, it's pretty cool. So we're just gonna add a little shallot,
Okay.
and then a little fresh cilantro.
So just a little baby salad we're making.
Yep, and just a little rice vinegar. All right, so see how it's.
Oh, it has
See how
thickened up.
that-
Yeah, it's like absorbed some of that
Yep.
beer.
All right, so now we're going to start frying the tempura.
Nice.
All right. Let's check our temp on our.
About what
oil.
temperature do you want for the
So
oil?
about
Is it really hot?
350.
Okay, about
Yep.
average.
Yeah. So just put a little bit of water in there, and we're gonna bring the temp up a little bit.
Okay.
And
How do you know when it's ready? Based on the
So
water?
just you see how that's
Yep.
the bubbles smaller than a dime. That's roughly the temperature, but
Okay.
you want it about 350. Yep. So we're just gonna drop little,
Ah, I see.
right? So we're gonna do little pearls.
Look at that. They puff up so fast.
Okay, so now the tempura pearls are finished.
Okay.
And we're just gonna
They're nice and brown.
strain the oil. And again, this component is strictly for texture.
Nice. You can hear how crispy they are when you shake them around.
And we're just gonna let the excessive oil on
Okay.
there strain out. And we'll season those with a little salt.
I have to just steal one. Yum. What's not to love about a little crispy fried bit?
All right. So, so getting back to the salmon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You know, Nicole, Chef Michael mentioned at the top one note I thought was very important was fat content.
Yeah, I mean, you
know.
can see it right here in this fillet. It's gorgeous.
And what's great about fish, most of your viewers know, look, when it comes to beef and steak, fat equals flavor, right?
Absolutely.
Marbling, most people know that. It's equally important in fish,
Sure.
but the nice bonus is that fish fat is good for you.
Exactly.
That omega-3 fat has so many health benefits. So the fat content on Royal Tide Salmon Company is higher than a lot of other farm-raised fish. So what that's going to equate to when Chef Michael prepares it, it's going to be more of a buttery taste. Okay, the fish is going to flake apart. It's not going to be dry and chalky.
Right.
Okay, it's not going to be spongy and very strong tasting. It's going to be a little bit milder, as I mentioned, a buttery texture.
Which is really what most people want when they're sitting down to eat fish. And like you said, it has the health benefit to go along with it, so it's really perfect.
Yeah.
And as a chef, I mean, you must really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it is fantastic. We love working with it.
We'll return with more from the Chef's Kitchen. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen.
So we have our salmon, and this is just about ready,
You can really see how it's changed in color quite a bit. And a beautiful color, I might add.
right? And wait till you taste this. This is amazing.
It smells so good.
Yeah, so we
Smells
have
terrific.
we have a whole bunch of other things happening at the hotel.
Tell me
Yeah,
everything.
so our new spring menu is going to be coming out.
Yep.
Obviously, we change it four
Very
times a
excited
year.
for that.
And our new craft beer list is evolving.
Awesome.
So we started that last July, and now it's just getting bigger and bigger,
Yep.
and we're introducing some, and we're getting a really great response from it.
And a lot of local breweries
Oh yeah,
represented as well.
we have right now we have 3 local breweries on draft.
Awesome.
And numerous bottled beers from local. Just they seem to be popping up every other week.
They really do.
So we're in a region not only for great agriculture, but the breweries that are popping up.
Right.
It's really amazing. It's hard to keep up with. There
Yeah,
are so
I
many.
bet. That's really saying something.
So and then again, and we also started our wine to go program. So
Tell me about that.
So essentially, you can come to the hotel and buy any of our wines to go.
Really?
So of the 150 bottles we have on the list,
Great wine selection.
of course, all of those things complement the dishes we do.
Absolutely.
We're not only wine driven, we're beer driven, and the
You're
cocktails that we
really
do.
food driven.
Yeah. So.
I actually posted up at the bar last night and had myself a very nice meal. You do a wonderful happy hour.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have that going on.
Yep.
Actually, it's overwhelming sometimes with all the things that we have going on there.
You guys
So
really know
it's
how
hard
to do it right.
With Mardi Gras and St. Patrick's Day and our
Yep.
great Easter and holiday brunches and so we genuinely do have a lot going on.
Wearing multiple hats, right, Chef?
Absolutely.
Wearing multiple
Throughout the day.
hats,
Yes,
yes,
and you
no-
do
no
it well.
doubt. So we're gonna start the plate up for
Okay.
the salmon. We're gonna do the salmon here.
Beautiful. And you said this is going to be on the spring menu.
This is gonna be on the spring
Very
menu. yeah.
exciting.
We have our cucumber salad.
Just a perfect mix of flavors happening here. And I think a lot of people underestimate the effect of texture in a dish.
No doubt, and the balance of everything, the
Definitely.
sweetness of the rice wine vinegar and the
Exactly.
crunchiness, and the spicy ginger and the Asian mustard, all of those things kind of balance out the dish.
Exactly.
Oh, right. So for the Asian mustard, so we're going to use this very, very liberally.
Yeah, because this is
And we're just going to put some.
it can be probably pretty intense.
Yeah, it's very hot, so we're just going to go very light on that. And now for the texture on the dish,
Very
we're going to
nice.
take the little tempura.
It's gorgeous. What a beautiful dish.
A gorgeous
Such
dish.
a work of art.
And a little fresh cilantro.
It's not complete without that little finishing touch. This looks incredible.
Very nice.
Let's
Thank you.
all have a
Thank you.
taste. I don't know if we'll need knives, but They're there if we need them. Let's dig in.
All right.
Don't be shy, get in here.
You know, Chef Michael created this beautiful dish, and I think it's just important to note as well, you know, he used a salmon that his guests can feel good about eating. It's sustainably raised.
So important.
You know, it's not harming the native environment. It's good for them with the fat content, and it looks incredible, Chef.
You have to try this. Wow. You talk about balancing flavors, and these are just perfectly balanced. You have that bright acidity, the buttery salmon, the sweetness that makes it so it's not overpowering. The mustard is spicy, but not too much. It's wonderful.
That little tempura crunch
Yeah,
does so
right?
much
The
as
crunch
well.
makes it,
Yeah,
totally.
That is phenomenal.
Now, where else do you distribute your provisions to?
Sure. So I mentioned, Nicole, Indian Ridge cuts fresh meat and fresh seafood. And our customer base is restaurants and hotels, like Chef Michael at Hotel Bethlehem. We also deal with healthcare and institutional business. We deal a little bit in the retail and home delivery meal kit space as well.
Oh, nice.
We've been around a little over 35 years, and we've had good growth. We have a phenomenal team, but really it's the partnership of folks like Chef Michael and many others that really keep our juices flowing. And that's what
wonderful.
I'm most thankful for, and what we look to do in the future. Continue to partner with good chefs, good customers, and get good products like this to the people.
Seriously,
That's what we're all
well,
about.
the salmon really speaks for itself. It's just exceptional quality. I feel very privileged that I got to try some today. Chef, thank you so much for being with us on the Chef's Kitchen. Thank you to Historic Hotel Bethlehem, and thank you so much, Brad, for bringing us your wonderful provisions.
Thank you, Nicole. And Chef Michael, thank you very much for doing such a good job with it.
Thank you.
I'm going to take another bite.
It's always a pleasure working on the Chef's Kitchen. Crew here is fantastic, and we get to drink wine and eat food, and what can be better than that?
Is that an island?